Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sammy with a Let's Talk movie video. So today we're going to be talking about the new movie See For Me. This is actually a thriller, crime and mystery movie. If you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend that you pause this video, go ahead and watch it, then come back to this video because my video will be filled with a lot of spoilers. Okay, so let's begin. So we're actually introduced to Sophie. She's actually blind, right? We see her sneaking out the house, packing her bag and sneaking out. But obviously she wasn't successful because her mom caught her. Which I must admit straight off the bat, I keep finding movies where they have the main character who is so unlikable. I don't know. We had the girl from the last movie, the one that did the Obia thing on her husband. Like, if you haven't watched that video, you should. I'll put the link up above. But yes, she is so unlikable. So let's begin, right? So she's there and she's sneaking out and her mom caught her because obviously she can't see and her mom is really worried about her. What is up with this flyer? Yes. So she's there sneaking out, right? And her mom stopped her and asked her, like, I noticed the deposits that are in your account, like some big money for the type of job that you're doing. Like, how are you making this money? Like, is it a OnlyFans thing? And she's like, no, they basically tip her because she does house sitting, right? And she's like, they tip her because they feel sorry for her, basically. That's what she said, which is really rude. Anyways, the taxi came. They're in the car ride. Her mom called her and asked her, like, oh, I don't hear from you yet. It's been a while. I'm worried. And her being herself rudely, like, oh, mom, I think we're breaking up. And, you know, that little fool thing we don't want to have the call. And she told her about to check her email because she found an app that would be very useful to her. So she reached the location, right? Really nice house in the mountains. Like, there's no neighbors for like miles away. And the driver offered to help her bring down the car and So the driver, after they reached the destination, the driver offered to help Sophie with her bags and stuff. And she's like, no, I got it. Because there's this independent thing with her, which is fine. I get that. You lose your sight and you don't want people to treat you like a kid or a pet. But quit being rude, like, you know. So she's like standing there because she don't know where to go. She's like, just tell me where to go. And I'm like, you're doing too much, girl. You need to learn how to, you know, talk to people. That's not how you deal with people. Anyways, them tell her where to go. So now we're inside a house, right? And again, I tell you, Sophie and this attitude. So the lady like, do you want me to show you around? Or basically like tell you where everything was. And she's like, no, I got it. I'll figure it out. And I'm like, I'm ironing you. There is no need to give me attitude. I'm just trying to be helpful. It has nothing to do with your sight. So basically, the lady hired her to host it and to also watch her pet cat Archie, which is like the cutest little cat ever. Which they should have give Archie like some more screen time. So adorable. Anyways, so immediately she told her the code for the security code, and Sophie put on like a monitor tracker on the cat. So like every time, you know, that work, you press your phone and it gives off like a sound where the cat is, so that way you can find him. So no, Sophie's all by herself and she immediately called her friend and asked him like, tell me how the house look. And he's there describing like, yo, these people, they have it. The house is everything, right? Where everything was, and he's there guiding her like where the steps were, and they're basically exploring the house. So she eventually reached to the wine cellar, right? And so Sophie pick up a bottle and she's like, what is this? And he tell her the name and she's like, I don't hear any Googling. So him look and he told her the price and she's like, you're right, okay, cool, we can sell this for like, because the price was like $4,500 and she's like, she can probably sell it back for $3,000. immediately the dude was like, no, you said the last time was the last time. I thought we were done with this. So not only is she an asshole, rude, but she's also a thief, right? And she's like, what's the big deal? It's not like they're gonna suspect her anyway, and even if they did, everybody feels sorry for the blind girl. And he's like, I'm not doing this. You're either gonna put it back, because we're not doing this again. And she, you know, all up in her feelings, like, fine, it's not like I can do it by myself anyways. And she said she put back the bottle. So while she was there, you know, going back up, like, Deborah, that's the name of the lady who owns the house, right? So she called her and like, did you remember to put on the security code? And I'm like, why? I guess that's kind of normal to say, but it's kind of, I was kind of suspecting Deborah at first, right? But anyways, so she's like, do you want me to stay online while you do it? Or do you want me to video call? She's like, no, she got it. There's a strong independent thing with Sophie, which so anyway, she put on the code, right? And after she put on the code, she went outside to get a smoke and ended up locking herself out. Like immediately after, it's not even like 5 minutes, like legit 1-2 minutes, she went outside to smoke and locked herself out. So she was going to call the dude that she was talking with, but I guess pride, she didn't call him, and she ended up downloading the app. The app name was C4E, right? So she downloaded the app and called the first person. The lady was really awful. It's not really awful, she was just overly nice. And it was like, you know, you're talking to your pet. These flies, I'm sorry, like if you see a fly pass by, just pretend like you didn't see it. So no, the lady's on the phone like, oh, you poor thing. Like, oh, you poor thing, you locked yourself out. Maybe we should go and see if there's a neighbor nearby. And please don't, like I said, they're like, the nearest neighbor is probably miles away. So Sophie got upset and just hung up the phone, because I would have hung up the phone too, because she was just being super annoying. Then she tried again, and then she got through to my favorite person. Like, this girl is like my favorite character in the whole movie. I'm sorry, she should have been the main person. Anyways, girl Kelly. And Kelly was assisting her, telling her like, just use your phone and slowly, you know, that thing, and just walk around slowly. And then she was giving Kelly attitude, and Kelly make sure to check her real quick and tell her that she's basically helping her, and you know, there's no need to be all feisty for no reason. So she's basically saying because she was outside in the cold and she doesn't have her crutch, and you know, new environment and blah. Anyway, she guided her upstairs to a slide door window where Kelly tell her to just basically brace on it.
You put your phone on the ground? Seriously? Trust me, all right? You're gonna put one hand on the handle and you're gonna place your other hand firmly on the glass pane. You're gonna push in and you're gonna rock the door up and down, up and down.
And that's how she ended up getting in, which immediately triggered the alarm, and she had to scurry, tripping over because she was, remember, there was nothing graceful about it. Kelly did her best to guide her, but she tripped over some stuff, but managed to stop the alarm. This is where we kind of realize that Sophie isn't really she isn't 100% blind. She's able to see like light, enough light. She's able to see like blurry figures. She used to do skiing, right? So we just remember that. I guess it's kind of important. So now we get to the good parts. So in the night now, we see a car drive up, and I'm like, fuck, right? Sophie all alone, blind as hell, and there's somebody coming in to break in. And then I immediately start to think of when Deborah telling her to make sure she lock it, and I'm like, Deborah, did you set up something? Like, did you set up Sophie to get, you know, robbed because, you know, she's blind? And I don't know, some interesting started to pop up in my head. Like, I immediately thought Deborah was the bad guy because of this. Anyways, the guy broke in came through the door and technology deactivated the security alarm. Again, technology can be so good and again so freaking bad, right? Because you see the app that Sophie is using, you know, being able to call and to save a contact just by saying it, and then you have this dude who can basically disarm your alarm with just freaking a freaking gadget, basically. So anyways, him come in and Sophie heard a sound and she woke up, right? But she obviously thought it was the cat, so she is there and she used the phone to do the monitor thing so she can hear the sound, like alarm sound going off. I'm gonna see if I can find a sound, and like every like couple seconds it goes off so she can track if she's near to the cat or not. The guy, because you know they believe that they're the only one there, because obviously they know their brothers move, them come in and start, it was two of them, they come in and immediately started to look for the safe that was on the wall and started, you know, trying to unlock it. So Sophie's there walking around, and that's when the drilling starts, she realized that, yeah, somebody's in this house with me. Panicking, no, my girl go hide in a closet to call the police to say, hey, somebody broke in, you need to send help right now, please hurry, I'm like all alone, somebody's here. So the guy, by this time the guy figured that somebody else is also in the house, and he's telling the guy like, yo, somebody's here with us. And he's like, you know, you just continue drilling and trying to get into the safe while I try to find whoever it is. Him did end up going into the room and find our suitcase with our clothes. But another thing I forgot to say, when I realized that Sophie woke up, she didn't have on any pants, right? And she thought it was the cat. So I'm like, why would you put on your pants to go downstairs to look for the cat? But I guess, you know, the movie would have been weird having her walk around her underwear the whole time, but it would make logical sense that she did. But movie. So yeah, after she called the police and the lady was telling her like, yo, stay on the line with me, just keep hiding until the police is there. She's like, no, you're no help. Which obviously the lady was making a lot of freaking sense. You're in somewhere hiding, they don't know where you are, you just stay hidden until the police come, which would have been like probably 10, 15, 20 minutes. Just try to stay quiet and hidden until then. But no, Sophie got agitated, because that's just Sophie. She got agitated and hung up the phone on the cop, and she ended up calling back Kelly. Said like, Kelly, there's people in this house, you need to help me to get out. Kelly told her the same thing that the police said, stay there and just wait until, you know, the police arrive. But no, she just make you want to strangle the shit out of her, because God, it's not that hard, just listen, just stay friggin' hidden. But anyway, she went out and she ended up getting caught. Like as she opened the door, because even Kelly telling her, stop, just wait, allow me to like see things to see if it's safe. But because the guy who already realized that somebody was there, she ended up calling for backup, really.
No, Sophie, just slow down, I need to see. Wait, Sophie, wait! Wait, Sophie!
Like him just grab her. So now them have Sophie and them a question her like, what are you doing here? The boss is on the line obviously, and he's like, we should get rid of her because she saw our faces. So she jumped out and like, no, I didn't see anything, I can't see for shit. And so they looked at her ID and brought up her information, and that's how they actually confirmed that she was blind. So they were like, okay, what do we do? Let's get rid of her. And the boss was like, no, we don't need to kill her, it's not like she saw anything, so let's leave her be. So they were like, what we're going to do about the police? So I have like about six minutes before them actually reach. We're not gonna have enough time for going at the safe. Maybe we can just come back. So them I said, no, if we do that, we don't know how things might play out, so let's just continue. And then Sophie, not surprisingly, said this.
I can do it.
I can get rid of the cops.
Are we surprised, really? No, right? So she decides that, okay, I want to share so she can get rid of the cops, basically. And so promised me that they're gonna give me a share. She wanted to say it verbally. And I'm like, girl, you're dealing with criminals. You feel like so them gonna keep them where they gonna talk about, say it out loud that you gonna keep your promise not to hurt me and give me some money. She has, for somebody who's a little bit too cocky, she's very naive. Sophie called back the police and be like, oh guys, I made a mistake. There's nobody here. It was just a false alarm, basically. You don't need to send the police. So the person on the other line, the operator, was like, no, we're still going to have to check, that's just procedure. And she said, but I'm telling you, it was just a mistake. And I'm like, no, we still have somebody come and check the place. Just to be sure. That was that. And she's like, see, I'm trying. I told him, and the boss guy was like, that's cool. They were going to send somebody. Same way, just play it off cool. So then set up the plan. He's like, you go outside and keep watch. And Sophie will try to get rid of the police that they send. So no, the police lady came, right? And Sophie, she's such a bad liar. Like, the act that she was putting on was obvious. It was so obviously fake. I mean, anybody could have seen through those god-awful lies.
The sheriff's station. Who am I speaking with? Sophie. You mind opening the door for me, Sophie?
I made a mistake. I called back and explained it. It was just an accident.
You accidentally called 911 and reported a home invasion?
Yeah, I thought I heard something and I overreacted.
You're making it obvious, girl. You're hiding something. So the lady was like, I'm going to come in one way or the other. So you either go open the door, but I am coming in, right? So anyway, she let in the lady. And she looking around, turning on lights. And she's asking Sophie, you sure there's nobody here? Sophie's like, I'm pretty sure. So she's like, how do you mistake the TV for somebody being in the house? And she's like, oh, I was drunk. I had a little bit too much to drink. And the lady obviously wasn't falling for her crap. So she continued to look, and she's like, Sophie, like whispering, Sophie, if there's somebody here, you can tell me, like, is somebody here? She's like, no, like everything is fine. So the cops are alright, fine, she'll leave. And then the phone ring, one of the guys in phone ring, and him go put it on the counter, and the cop like, you gonna get that? And she's like, yeah, no, it's fine. She's like, no, you need to get that. And she followed her to the counter where the phone was, and tried to answer it in front of her. But Sophie obviously played it off. She said like, yeah, man, I'll talk to you later, and just hung up the phone. And the cop looking at her all funny, like, what are you hiding? So by now, she said, alright, she'll leave again. And then that's when she got a call on her radio from one of her members that they got a report from Kelly from the C4Me app saying that they were on a call when there was 3 white male intruders who happened to forcibly enter the house on a blind girl. And that's when the cop lady pushed in, because she was like, describe her. After they said that she was blind, she knew that, yeah, Sophie was freaking lying. So she pushed in through the house, pushed through and like hiding Sophie, and be like, whoever you are, come out right now. And the first guy that was actually looking for Sophie came on. He's like, it's me. Don't shoot, I'm not harmed. I'm coming out, right? And she's like, get down. And Sophie's like, so while she's there, getting ready to, she's handcuffing him, and she asks Sophie, where's the rest of them? And Sophie's like, there's 2 more there. And that's when the guy that dude just didn't want to kill people, him come out and start strangling the cop with one of those wire thingy and choked her. Like, she ended up dying. Sophie's fault. So during all of that, Sophie used a distraction and a commotion to basically run away, and she called Kelly on the phone, like, because she was outside running in the snow, calling Kelly like, help me get away. And Kelly was like, no, you need to go back inside. If you stay outside, you're gonna probably get caught, because I can't see because it's dark as hell. And she's just there running, tripping. She's like, the best thing you can do is just go back and wait until the backup come, like go somewhere and hide. And you know, Sophie was stubborn at first, but anyways, Kelly kind of, you know, drill it in her head like, this is like the safest bet you have. This is like the only way you can basically survive, right? Oh yeah, and Sophie ended up stealing the gun from the police. Yeah, she had the police gun. Was it the police gun? She had somebody's gun. So she went back into the green room, the same room that she tripped over a lot of plants. That's where she ended up, and Kelly was there telling her like, just keep calm. I will tell you where to point and shoot if needs to be. So I said so. She ended up like looking over one of the plants, and one of the guy heard. This is like this was the quiet guy, the first one that was looking for her. Him first. So him come into the room, and him have a knife. And Kelly was like, okay, to the left, go up, you know, telling her where to point the gun and shoot. She kept telling her, she told her about 5 times to shoot. And Sophie kept hesitating. But she ended up, after him come like really close to like stab at her, she ended up shooting him and killing him. The guy who's really like crazy, who really just wanted to kill somebody, he immediately shot someone, immediately make him way back inside. The third guy was just there drilling him, not hear shit where I'm going. The other guy, him have the axe in him, and I'm ready, you know, because I tell you this guy. And oh, by now Sophie's phone is on like 20%, so if the batteries are running, I remember so she's video calling at that too, so the battery is just there draining. So the guy there, and him and Sophie, and she's there losing connection because the section that she was at the house had poor connection, so the signal was dropping. So Kelly was tripping in and out. So she's there shooting blindly. She's shooting blindly, and she missed a couple times, but eventually she got him. Like, she shot this dude. Girl was doing her thing, right? This almost reminds me of the show with the blind guy, with those people who they were adults who broke into his house, and he was an army veteran, and he ended up killing them. My mommy hate that show, but I love that show because she's like she was like, my mommy was like, if it was her, there's no way no blind man could have beat her and whatever. And I'm like, the man is trained, he was in the army, and second of all, this is his house. If no everything set up, he has the advantage. So I don't see how you could have met the man could have whooped your ass. Anyways, so now there was just one guy leave, right? There's one guy left of all 3. So Sophie did admit to Kelly that she was actually working with them, but Kelly was like, yo, there's no judgment from me because I've done some really awful things in the past, right? We didn't really get a backstory of Kelly, which I kind of wanted, because I don't know, Kelly was the more likable character for me in this movie. So anyway, Kelly basically told her, says, either we're going to deal with the last guy, or you're just going to hide and wait until the police come. So they decided that they were going to end the last guy's life. Like Sophie went all crazy, like maybe because she not see what she shoot, so there won't be any real emotional damage because you're not really seeing what you're doing. I don't know. So now the third dude, he's the brains, because he's the one who's able to unlock the safe. So by now he's finished, right? He was just about to do the finishing touch to opening the safe, and then he realized that the other 2 of them gone, and he's like, okay. So he called the boss same time and say, yo, I can't find the other 2, I'm basically done here. So soon after him come off the phone and him open it, Sophie came in with a gun pointing at him. but I'm telling him to stop, and that's when her phone died. I think our phone died before then, so she's really blind here. And she points to him and telling him to stop, and he's there like, you know, testing it to see if she can see, like, do a slight movement to see if she was seeing where he was. And he's like, yo, they didn't tell me we're going to do all of this. It was just supposed to do an easy job with a sneak in the house, because nobody would have been home, steal the money and leave. That was supposed to be it. So just let me take my share, you can take the rest. Just let me take what I can carry and leave. And he's like, you're not going to shoot an unarmed man in the back, right? And which in all honesty, like, if she just let the man go, because him seemed pretty harmless to me out of all three. But she was being stubborn as usual, and she was like, no, don't move. Kept shooting off at the man, missing. So him to know the gun on the police, and started to reach for it. And just when him ready for like point it back at her, she ended up shooting him a couple times, killing him. So Sophie killed 3 men. So same time the boss, I think it's she called him? No, the boss called her and it's like, is it done? And she's like,
Is it done?
Yeah. It's done.
and I'm like, is Sophie, like, what's the plan that you were supposed to kill all 3 of these men? What is going on? And the movie didn't even say, like, we don't know what the hell was really gonna, was she really working with the man? Like, was the plan was for her to get rid of all 3 men? I don't know. I don't recall her saying anything like this in the movie. Now we meet the boss of the operation, and it turned out to be Deborah's ex, our one-time man. He's basically pissed that she has all the money, and he decided to grab her. So now him come in and him say the three guys them dead, and him a call for Sophie like, come on, she's hiding. And he's like, come on, we're partners, right? Like, let's just get our money and go. She's still hiding. But him end up calling the police with this very fake ass scared call. It was just so freaking hard to watch. Like,
911 emergency response.
Yeah, hello, 911. Hello. You gotta come. 6 Golden Lane. There's dead bodies. You gotta send someone. Oh my god!
We have cars en route, sir, to about 5 minutes out.
Hurry. Oh my god. I'm hiding. Hurry.
Sir, stay on the...
this was the awkwardest scene in the whole movie. That scene, and they knew it was horrible, but they just couldn't bother do it, and they just let it go, because I don't know what the hell was that acting. Anyway, Sophie and him decide, you know, they're going to square off, because he's like, Sophie, aren't you on my side? She turned off the light now, basically saying that, you know, she putting them on equal playing grounds, because if she can't see, him can't see. Anyways, this is where I kind of, so this is where actually the movie kind of went downhill for me. It became very predictable, because obviously they're gonna make Sophie win this thing, right? Sophie's there blind, playing blind. Him did end up shooting her in her leg, but I think we all knew them that gonna make Sophie win. She ended up ringing his phone, and it light up, and that's how she ended up knowing where he was and shooting him. So that's how she got that guy. But didn't get to see how we didn't get to see the thing with Deborah, like how she found out when she found out that it was actually her ex. Nothing like that. We didn't even know if Archie was still in the house, if Archie got out. Nothing about that adorable ass cat. Yeah. So, right, like again, I said, the ending was kind of, what we see Kelly and Sophie talking, she decided that she was going to do the skiing thing with a guide, like somebody basically tell her to go left, right? She's going to trust this person with her life while she's there skiing down a mountain, which is actually so scary. And I'm like, suppose, you know, signal drop, I don't know what they use, but that's just a scary thought. That oh yeah, and we figured out that Sophie actually stole some of the money, because we saw them hinting that she stole some of the money. Like, we see her touching the bag and smiling. So yeah, I'm assuming she stole the money. So that was the show. It was an okay show. It was like, if I should rate it, it would probably be like a 3 out of 5 stars. It's an okay watch. Let's talk about it. We basically see Sophie. She got away with everything. She ended up killing 3 guys, right? 4 guys. She stole some stuff as well. So Sophie, she got away with killing 4 men. She got some money out of it, because like I said, I still think she stole some money. She was planning to steal the person's. We see that she was stealing the wine, which she actually didn't put back. You know, I forgot to mention, like, when she was trying to persuade the thief that she's actually on their side, how to get them to believe her. She showed them the wine that she was planning to sell, that she stole out of the people, them wine seller. I don't like Sophie. I don't like Sophie. Anyway, so that was the movie. I'm tired of these flies. Like, why won't they stop? So that was the movie, guys. Thank you for sticking around until the end. We can always talk about the movie in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click that bell. And until next time, bye guys.